All right, guys, we are excited. I am Stephanie Dunn, and this is my husband, Joel. And we are number one earners of the company, double ambassadors, and we have been in almost 13 years. So just wanted to give us a quick intro of who we are. If you don't know who we are, if you're new, welcome. So you know who you're getting some information from tonight is a couple of people that have been around the block and still continue to work and lead and show you guys what works. But also, what we love to have is not just hearing from us, but from other people that are having success out in the field. And I'm excited to have a special guest on tonight to share some things. And this Zoom is all about bouncing back. And maybe that doesn't make sense for the newbie coming in, but there's always a time that you may feel like that. So for people that are just getting started, welcome. I can't wait to share a little bit more about 4-in-1 and how this can just launch you into mass success and to keep it simple and focus on what you need. And if you're lost, it's okay. I think that's the thing is we all start at different places. So we just want to make sure that you're welcomed, you're loved, and you'll get it. So a little bit about us. 13 years ago, we were standing in food lines. Life was really hard. We didn't know where we were going to get the money to pay for gas, you guys. And I think some of us are feeling that right now, seeing the gas prices. So that's hitting home to me a little bit, but there are people out there that were just like us that were looking for an opportunity of how are we going to be able to pay for gas, put food on the table, and just get some extra income coming in. And so you have that in your hands. You have an opportunity to really go out and help somebody, and don't judge, because a lot of people thought we were business owners, didn't think that we needed it. And we really did. So I don't want you guys to judge anyone, because you never know when people are going to look. So that's a little bit about us, but I'm excited to bring on, I think it's going to be, I don't know how to say it. Stasia, you're going to say it for me and then I'll get it right. But we're going to bring you on here in just 1 second. I'll find you.
Got her. She should be here.
Okay. She's there. So she should be able to mute. But what I want you guys to do is make sure that you guys stay on till the end. And here's why. Joel's going to come back on and he's going to give a little insight of what he had, because he was just at corporate last week and he got a lot of time in the corporate office that he's never had before, really hashing some things out, seeing what's coming. And we're hoping that you can share a little bit of that. So I want to make sure you guys stay on, but Stasia, give it to me. How do you say it? Can you unmute and come on?
Stasia.
Stasia. All right.
Yep.
I am so excited to have you on. I got to hear you a little bit more in Florida just a few weeks ago. And I'm like, I need to bring her on a Zoom. More people need to hear your story and kind of what's gone on in your life. I think people think or assume you hit a triple diamond rank or a top rank and you just cruise control all the way up to the top, and that life doesn't happen. And that's farthest thing from the truth. We all have life. So give yourself some grace, you guys, but I'm going to let her kind of take over. And then I've got some questions that that I'll walk her through to kind of give you the info that you're needing to really have success with this new 4-in-1. So give them a little bit of your story. I'm just so honored to have you on, and then we'll get right into it.
Oh, I'm so excited to be here. Hey guys, my name is Stasia. I am a triple diamond leader and I started this business 6 years ago. And it's been the craziest 6 years of my life. I started this working full-time and in school full-time. I just started for extra gas money and to be able to buy groceries every week, because I was having to choose in between buying groceries or putting gas in my car to get to work. Like there was no way around it. So that's really why I started. And I was just happy there for 2 years. I was making just enough to do that. And then I moved back to Florida. My now husband got hurt at work, and I decided in that moment 2 years later to take my business full force. And I went zero to diamond in 90 days. During that time, we had this thing called Christmas cash, where there was a point system. Every time you enrolled a customer or a distributor, you earned so many points and you got a bonus on Friday. That made me go from zero to diamond in 90 days, because with those bonuses, I paid all of our bills in cash, because he wasn't able to work. He's still not able to work, but that's what excelled my business. And I went to conference. They announced a $5,000 emerald bonus. I went emerald that month, then I went diamond the month after. And shortly after that, I went double. Don't worry, guys, the good part's coming soon. My favorite part of the whole story. And then a year later, I went triple, and I felt like I made it. I was like, okay, like amazing, I'm triple. You guys, triple crumbled so fast, so easy because I went triple almost by myself. I'm a powerhouse. Like anyone on here who knows me, they know that I will enroll until I can't look at my phone anymore. Like I'm a powerhouse, which is amazing. But at the same time, I learned in that moment that I needed to be a leader and teach my team how to do that. Well, fast forward a little bit, things kind of got rocky, which is totally okay. Now I know why it got rocky because now I'm able to share that with my team and things like that. But I got pregnant at the end of 2020 and I was still paid as double. Life was good, double still an amazing income. And of course, I lost triple, but I was paid as double and I didn't realize it, but I was going through postpartum and prenatal depression all last year and I didn't realize it until Christmas time. And you guys, during this year, like the whole last year, I put everything aside. I didn't want to do anything but lay in bed. I literally just wanted to lay there. I was like, I don't want to look at my phone. I don't want to watch TV. Like, I don't want to go out. I don't want to go out to dinner. I don't want to spend time with family. Like everything I loved, nothing. And you guys, I love this business 110%. But last year, everything crumbled. My marriage, I'm still married, but like I just put everything aside and I dropped down to ruby, from a triple diamond to a ruby. And you guys, I counted myself out of everything last year. If it was the retreat, I actually won it, that our ambassador hosted, but I couldn't go because I was pregnant. It was the very end of my pregnancy. I counted myself out of Christmas cash. I counted myself out of all the trips, winner's circle, everything. And at Christmas time, I realized what was going on because I went to visit family and I was finally happy again because I didn't realize this whole time what was going on until I was on a trip for Christmas. And I was like, you know what? Like, I need to take this week to get myself back. I need to just put my business aside because I can't go any lower than it is right now. And I'm going to, sorry guys, my internet's unstable, but I'm going to just spend this week with family, get my mental health back on check, read my books, do what makes me happy and just put my business aside because I'm not going any further down than I am right now. And at this time, the success bonus was released. And I was like, you know what? Like, I'm not counting myself out of this bonus. So I'm going full force to earn this bonus. And you guys, because I decided in that moment that I was going to focus on my mental health, focus on what I need to focus on, and be happy with myself, everything else fell into place. Within the last 90, I don't know how many days it's been since the first of the year, I earned 2 success bonuses. I was paid as Ruby last month. I'm currently paid as Emerald. We were 1,477 volume from Diamond on the 25th when everything ran. Now we're 413 volume away, all because I decided to get my head out of my butt, to say it the nice way. I decided to show my team what's happening and like how it's happening for me, and they're following my lead. They see my excitement and they're doing all the things that I'm doing. And because I'm excited and I made sure I was okay, they're excited and they're doing the self-development and all the things too.
So I think you guys, if you've never felt like this, maybe you're an anomaly. I don't know. I just feel like over the last couple of years, I think we've beat ourselves up and we do look at social media and see how everything looks so perfect when in reality, that's what we're putting out that looks good, but there's a lot of life that's gone on. And you guys have heard that from me a little bit. Last year was like the hardest year ever. And so giving yourself grace and not beating ourselves up, but just deciding. So I think that's the biggest thing that I've heard from people is just make that decision and take it day by day and move forward. And now it's a mindset shift, right? So you heard postpartum depression, all of that. Like you're still going to want to make sure you recognize and get around the people that are going to help you do those right things, that mental health and whatever that is. Like for me, getting out, whether that's going to Target or whatever, I just know I have to just take it a little bit slower. So those are some of the things. So if you're new and you're like, I don't even know, but maybe you've been in a state where you knew you needed this as a way to get out because you felt stuck. And that's where you're at. And so how do we do that? We focus on 4 customers and 1 distributor. And you guys, she said she's earned 2 in the last 90 days. So 2 success bonuses, that's about $8,000 plus that she's earned. Plus she's almost got a diamond back, which, we could go average on that, but I don't even want to say what ranks are anymore because that doesn't matter. What matters is you making that decision. We have these success bonuses that you can go and create income, cash paid out daily, but then weekly, more than some of us have ever made monthly in regular jobs. And I think that's a huge thing to realize, is that possible? And yes, it is. It's going to take first a decision. So congratulations, you made that decision. I think the second thing is knowing, where did you start? How did you get back into, from not wanting to watch TV, get on your phone, doing the business? Where did you even start? Or did you just not even worry about it? And you're like, I'm just going to go back to posting. I'm going to go back to asking people to host a post for me. Did you start, interacting with people? What was that day like for you when you made that decision?
What was the magical switch? Everyone wants a magical switch.
You guys want her to share that? Because I'm dying. So if you do, type a 1 if you want to have her spill that.
So honestly, it was my magical switch was because now I have a 6.5-month-old. My magical switch was at Christmas time, we couldn't afford to buy him much. And that was like my magical switch. But I knew in that moment I couldn't just go full force. Like I had to, make sure I was okay and do all these things because I didn't want to work my business so hard and put my whole life behind me again. Because that's how I did it going triple. And I was like, this time's not going to look the same. So I did focus on 4 and 1. Like that's how I'm getting back to diamond and double and triples 4 and 1. But honestly, you guys, every single day I just do something that makes me happy. Even if it's something simple as taking a shower. Because some days when you're going through this, taking a shower is the most dreadful task. I know that probably sounds nasty, but it is. It truly is. Like if you're going through this, taking a shower can be the most craziest thing that you're going to do all day. But sometimes that's what it is. And then once I started incorporating that and doing that every day, I added something else, reading 10 pages of a book. Then I added in something else and something else. And now I'm doing 75-day hard and I'm realizing I know it's crazy. I can have all these things and I can still enroll all these things and do all these things, but it's because I started out with the small things like taking a shower. Then I added in, reading a book and then getting a trainer and then eating clean and then working out, so everything's adding up to one big thing.
Mm-hmm. So newbies, I want you guys to take some notes. So where do you start? It might be getting on your social media and posting, but don't get on. I think the main thing is what we can do is get on social medias or get on anything and just be on and not be productive. And so that's what we really want to make sure you guys are doing, is being productive. So being productive and still going and enjoying life, you can have both. Me and Joel just went down and helped our daughter try to look for apartments. I still worked, but I also was offline a lot, but you don't see the behind the scenes of what goes on too. So you can have the best of both worlds if you make that decision and schedule it in. So a couple things, newbies or people that are like, I'm ready for a comeback or I'm ready to get started, is let you run the day and don't let the day run you. And you're going to hear this throughout many times in this business, is how do you want to start your day? Do you want to start getting up 10 minutes earlier? And with those 10 minutes, what are you going to do? Are you going to read something like maybe a devotional, get your mind right to start the day? Maybe it's starting to work out. What do you want? What do you really want your perfect day to look like? And write it down. And then go, how can I start incorporating those first few things? For me, a couple of things, I have to make my bed. That is one thing that's super important for me. I have to be organized. If I'm not organized around the house, my whole business doesn't feel organized. So newbies, that's something, writing down your list. And sometimes that sounds so simple, of who would be some people that would support you. And maybe you're like, I don't have any. Start writing those names down anyway, because they may post for you. Maybe they don't buy from you, but they may post from you. And I know that we have some scripts that you have that I'm going to actually have you just copy and paste them in the chat of some of those things that you did to get started, so you guys can have that. So how do we start? Who are those 4 people in your business? So even if you're just ready to start 4 and 1, that would support you. And let's try to get you your 4 customers. And then who's somebody that that maybe you've seen on social media or you've heard talk about, man, those gas prices are crazy. They're probably thinking about money. So pay attention to that kind of talk, because they're starting to think, how am I going to be able to pay for gas? I'd reach out to them and be like, hey, I've seen some of the things that you've been posting. Have you ever been interested in maybe making some extra money from home, from your phone? Would you be open to hearing some options and then reaching out? Don't be afraid to do that, because that's where me and Joel were at when we were like $4.25 for gas, 12 years ago. So you just never know who's looking for that. So you started by doing some simple tasks. So you got right off and going right into your form when you heard, okay, I need 4 customers and 1 distributor. So you just were like, I need to go for my customers and distributors. So you just started. So for a newbie, that's like, I don't know what that means. When you're bringing on your 4 customers and 1 distributor, what do you have them do as soon as they join? What is kind of that first, week look like, even first day?
Yeah, so I keep it really simple because I don't want it just be like too much, because sometimes it's a lot on me. I have them make a post on their Facebook about the gummies. And then an hour later, they make a post about our giveaway. So they're getting people like interested in, okay, like this is the gummies, and then, okay, like here they're doing a giveaway. So through that, they're getting those people interested, and they're getting a post to post.
Mhm.
And then once those comments die down, they start messaging for host to post instantly, because I run my business mostly through host to post. And I actually have all my messages saved in a note. But I keep it simple, and I have them message 20 people every hour for host to post. They go to their friends list, either sort of oldest to newest or newest to oldest, whatever they feel more comfortable with, and they just go down and message 20 people. And most of the time they're getting up 5-10 host to post every single day right off the bat. And they're having those people post about the gummies. So then those people are like, okay, like I'm interested. And then, it's just like this revolving cycle.
Mhm. So you guys, if you don't know what host to post is about, don't be afraid to go into your team page and go, okay, I just watched the Zoom. I need to learn how to do host to post, so that we can get you a video to make sure you learn how to do that. But just follow kind of this lead and it'll start making sense, even if you haven't started using the product yet. I think that's the thing. People don't necessarily care about you all the time. They care about what do you have that can help them, because they're looking about themselves. Yes, they may want results. We've got results pictures. I know there's a whole folder of before and after pictures that we can get for people. So as you're growing and you're like, well, I don't have results, I don't want to hear excuses of all the things you can't do. I want to hear all the things that you can do. So we're going to focus on those things, because what comes out of your mouth is generally what's going to happen for your business. So I want to make sure you guys start it here. And that doesn't mean like, oh my gosh, she's so hard on me. It's, I want to be that person that's speaking life into your business, and not somebody that's a crab pulling you down to the bucket and saying that you can't succeed. Because when you make that decision, I'm going to do 4 and 1, you're going to do it. And how are you going to do that? And it can be multiple different ways. It can be reaching out and asking people for support. It can be host to post and learning how to do those giveaways. Keep asking those questions until you get the answers. So one of the things that I asked you, so, getting host to post up, we hear this and we may say, gosh, I've asked a lot of people, or you're copying, pasting, for me, I'm a little bit more changing things up a little bit, being more personable with 20 messages. If that's what I was going to do, I'd be like, okay, these are my friends, I'm going to talk to them like I would talk to them. Where other people are like sending a voice message, like, hey, can I ask you a quick question? So you can do it, you guys, multiple different ways, whatever works for you. If you feel stuck, try voice messaging, saying, hey, I'm going for a big promotion, whatever it is, or I'm just getting started. I'm so excited. I just started something new. Would you mind helping me out and just throwing up a post for me? So don't be afraid to do something like that. But one of the things I said is, where people, I feel like I hear, I don't have a lot of friends yet. My network isn't big. That's one of those things that when you come into business, you got to grow your network, and you got to grow your network every day. You're not going to be a millionaire overnight unless you come from somewhere that you have a large network. Okay. And I didn't start with social media. I didn't start with a network of people. I didn't even have social media. So if you tell me
we had MySpace and you had 8 friends.
Yeah. So if you tell me you don't have that, there's multiple ways to grow your network, and host to post / giveaway host to post are one of the ways. But can you share a little bit about how you grow your network, whether that's reels on Facebook, Instagram? Where's your strong suit of growing your network?
So my strongest suit has always been Facebook, but I'm definitely getting more into Instagram as we go. But really, you guys, it's the host to post, the giveaway host to post. And just like she said, everyone's team page, literally go search host to post and you'll find videos and texts and all the things if you're confused. But host to post is my main way to grow on Facebook. And then once a day, I'll go through and like find someone that has like a bright, pretty picture, someone that I want to be friends with. And I go add from their likes and their comments and add about 20 to 25. So I'm like getting outside that circle also. And then I'm posting on TikTok. Then I'm saving my TikToks. I'm posting them on Instagram Reels and Facebook Reels. So I'm killing like 3 birds with 1 stone. And I have people following me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok from all those things. So I don't personally go follow on Instagram anymore because I'm organically getting them from my Reels. But if you guys aren't doing Reels, you need to. But also, you can just go through your Instagram feed, find someone who has a bright, pretty picture, someone that you can relate with, that you'd want to be friends with, go to their likes and follow some of the people who like that post. I do, or I did about 40 or 50 every hour when I was trying to massively grow on Instagram.
So, okay, let's talk about new person. Maybe they don't have an Instagram. So you kind of just said, how would you best grow your network on Instagram then? Do you think TikTok, pushing them through to Instagram, Facebook? Like, what do you think that you would tell your newbie?
Yeah, if you don't have an Instagram or your Instagram is very small and you're just getting it started, I would definitely recommend creating the TikToks because we're creating giveaway TikToks, which you guys can go follow me on TikTok or go look at my TikToks or like the last 3 videos, and they're about our giveaway. So then I'm funneling all those people to my Instagram. So I'm growing my Instagram massively because they're following me on TikTok, then they're going over to my Instagram. They're following me on Instagram, messaging me, and then they're going to host a post for me so that all their friends are going to come. So I have a separate video about that if you want me to send it to you, but it's so simple.
Yep, you're going to send me the video and then we'll share that, guys. And then will you drop your TikTok in the chat? Everybody's asking you. You're going to have a bunch of friends following
You can't go
now.
say go follow me and then just not drop it for them.
I know you guys are all dying, but I think it's such a, sometimes I think we overthink things so much instead of just, bringing on, hearing this and going, you guys can all do this tonight. You can make that decision and get it up and grow your network and not make excuses anymore. And I don't want to say that because when you're in a depression, you're feeling hard, it's not making an excuse. It's real. I know because I was there. So it's just going, okay, I'm going to do this. Whether you think, oh my gosh, it looks a mess or not, you did it. And that's all that matters. And that's what I've learned, to just, again, give myself some grace on that. So we're going to do that. I'm going to ask you one more question. Then I'm going to come bring in Joel. So as we bring Joel in, I'm going to have you copy and paste kind of what you sent me in the text. So I'm going to give you guys some of the host of posts that she's had success with, her responses. Would you guys like that? Drop a 2 if you want to see some of the things that she shared. Everybody's going to give me a 2. So we'll do that. But if you're talking to somebody that just got started, somebody that's been in for 6 months, somebody that's been in maybe 3, 5, 6 years, 10 years, what would be a tip that you would say to the people that are on tonight and watching the replay?
So I would just tell you guys to make a decision to go all in and listen to your leader, because they're obviously telling you for a reason. Because once I decided to go all in and I listened to my leader, my entire business changed completely. Like once I started doing what Katie Bevington told me to do and showed me to do, I went from 0 to diamond in 90 days and double and triple. And that's also how I'm going from ruby back to diamond this month. And I'm stealing her belief because after I went through that depression, I didn't have belief in myself. Even last week, you guys, I was like, there's no way I can pull this off. There's no way. I've only enrolled like 5 customers a month. And you're like, you can do this. Like, why can't you? You've done it before. So just steal your enroller's belief or your diamond, whoever you look up to, steal their belief and know that if you really want it, you can have it. It's just putting in the extra work.
Yeah. And I guess the last thing is too, you guys, when you're hearing the 4 and 1, the emphasis is on the 1. So when you're bringing in the distributors, not everybody knows right off the bat what to do. And so we want to make sure that we're coaching them along the way. They may not get their first 4 and 1 in 30 days. That doesn't mean give up on them. Okay. I think as long as they're learning and they're growing, it took me up until that 30th day when I joined to get my 4th loyal customer. And I think, people are like, you're the number one earner. How did that happen? It's because I didn't know anything, but I was willing to learn. I knew that this industry could pay out a lot if I was willing to learn and try and keep going and not quit. And it's hard. There's days where I want to, because I'm like, I'm doing all of the things. I'm watching the people have success. Why am I not doing it? We don't know when that person decides that they want slimming gummies or they want that wrap that I had been talking about for 12 years and they just decided to join me. So I think, some of the things that you need to do is stay in long enough to have a comeback story, stay in long enough to have that, man, 4-in-1, I joined with a 4-in-1 and this is what it did for my business. And then, with that new person coming on, here's a couple things too. If you're new and you're like, well, my enroller, the person that I joined with isn't getting back to me fast enough. You're going to have that too. You can find a lot of information by logging into your eSuite, Googling it works, trying to find out all that you can on your own, stalking that enroller's Facebook page, scroll, going to team pages and looking at all of the things. So, we want it bad enough. We can't wait on someone to do it for us. So I want you guys to take control of that business and work it like you want it. Give the information. And of course, we're going to try to pull our teams along with us, but don't let that hold you back from either your upline or a new person coming in. We want to make sure that you're having the success. So, when that new person's coming in, this is the last little thing, and then I'll bring in Joel because we've got a few more minutes. With that 4-in-1, teaching them that you're getting their host to post up. How are you helping them get that distributor? Is it before they enter a customer, letting them know, hey, before, you enroll as a customer, I just wanted to let you know about, you're going to get amazing results. Maybe you should do the business. How are you guys getting that distributor enrolled?
So I am having them literally, guys, everything goes back to host to post. Everyone who hosts a post for them, they're asking them about the business. And then every win they get. So every time they enroll a customer, they're posting about it, sharing it in their stories. Anyone who likes or comments, they're messaging them about the business. I'm just keeping it simple, guys, and bringing it back to the basics because I know when I get overwhelmed, I shut down and I don't want to do that to anyone else. So I'm just having them do the basics, sharing where they're going, sharing their goals on Facebook, being loud and proud about what they're comfortable sharing. And you guys, it's the best thing ever watching your newbies hit 4-in-1 and they're like, I just did that. And I'm like, okay, let's do it again. Mm-hmm. So just really being intentional and having them tell or ask everyone, the people who host a post, the people who are customers, literally anyone.
And then you said you were not too far off from requalifying as diamond. So here's a little month end kind of boom for you guys. So we talked a little bit about 4-in-1, but then how you can grow, looking at charts. So you're going to hear a little bit about that. We don't want to go away from going diamond. So what are you doing with the 4-in-1s? And now all of a sudden your business and you're going back to diamond, getting paid as a diamond. So share a couple of those little tips that you were like, you want me to share this? I was like, yes. What could you do? Because it's pretty impressive what you guys have done in a short time.
It's blowing my mind. It's blowing my mind. But you guys, I'm literally keeping it simple. I will put the message in the chat really quick. I'm going down my Facebook friends list from oldest to newest. And I'm at the moment where I don't care. You're getting a message because this promotion's happening. And I'm sending this. I'm asking them to become a customer. You guys, I have enrolled so many, I've probably enrolled 600 volume in 2 days. And my team's enrolling the other bit because they're going to only do so much compared to what I'm going to do. So I'm the leader. I'm doing the most, which is totally okay. But I'm sending this message. And you guys, it's mind-blowing. That's all I'm doing. If they tell me no, I ask them to host a post, and this is what I send. And then they host a post, and then there opens up a whole nother host a post cycle.
So that's awesome for even newbies. But if you're pushing for promotions, if you're new and you're going for Ruby, these are some things that you're going to want to save. So I'm going to give you guys a little secret on here. If you're in the chat on your computer, you're going to scroll all the way down and see those 3 little dots. You're going to click on those and you can actually save this whole chat into your notes section onto your computer. So if you're like, oh my gosh, where did they go? Then you're going to have those on your computer and save. So I'm going to have you share some of those host to post and some of the chat, how you do that. And you guys, are you ready to hear a little bit of information from Joel to close this Zoom out? I think he needs a 1. If you're ready, let's give him a 1. We don't want to really push it all the way. away from all of those amazing hosts of posts. You may want to share
don't-
after the
They
ones are
don't want to
done.
hear anything.
Then I'll have you go back and share the volume post again because it just went away. I should have known better.
Well,
But I'm
Stacia,
excited.
you were awesome. Thank you for
Yes.
this. And guys, something that she said that I really want you to grasp onto, as you guys have known over these last few things, I've been talking a lot about mental health awareness. And in that spot where you're at, it's something called the gray. And we want everybody to be in blue, but we know that you're going to have gray days. And something that you need to have foundationally down is have somebody that you can share with to pull you out to say, hey, did you get in the shower yet? Hey, did you get out today? Hey, did you do this? You have to have somebody that's going to bring you into the blue. So make sure you find that person and connect with them. That way, when you're having that bad day, you've got somebody to help lift you up. And guess what? You're going to be that person for somebody else too. And then your story will go out and change lives just like it did today. So last week, got to spend some time down at corporate, and I think it's pretty safe to say I know what's going on for the rest of the year. Guys, it's mind-blowing. And like I've said before, foreign friend is important, but if you thought it was important compared to these success bonuses, guys, those are about ready to end. Get ready, because foreign friend is so foundational for all of the things that are happening, all of the things that are coming out, that you need to get really good at doing it. And I mean, like really good, like so good that you do it once a month, that the next month you do it twice a month, to the next month you learn to do it 3 times a month. That's what this means. Guys, we've got this cruise promotion or this trip promotion going on that revolves around all of this. But the other thing that it revolves around is having an auto ship on. If you don't have an auto ship, that means you're not getting products, which means you're not a product of the product. So how can you share about what amazing things it's doing for you if you don't have that product? So those are the 2 main hubs that everything that's going to be coming out revolves around. That's why we keep talking about it over and over and over again. There may be additional promotions. There may be things that come out like additional products this year.
I think one of the things I want you guys to write down, because this is what was kind of mind-blowing to me, was where weight loss. So for your pillars, guys, I think this is the key for me, is what are we about? What is our company for? And so we need a solid, like, this is what we are. So hearing weight loss, maintenance, lifestyle. So having this perfect, like, pillars of what we are going to have, made sense to me. Now, you guys, Joel wouldn't even tell me everything, because I was like, really? Because he knows I would spill the beans on everything. But knowing that we have something.
Oh gosh, guys.
Like that.
Just hold on, because the next, I don't know how many weeks are going to be like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. For any of you that have ever been to Disney, it's just, it's going to be insane. So make sure that you have a foundation put together. If you haven't gone out and started asking for host posts, just start asking for host posts. If you haven't grown your network right now, grow your network like you've never grown it before. But also, guys, you only have a couple days left. Success bonuses. Crush these next few days. Go out and get your foreigner friend. Go out and get your tier 1 and your tier 2s.
I think one of the things also, you guys, when we're hearing about some of these things, is it's so different, because we used to talk about build to diamond, and you would say, let's build diamond. And I would always think building to diamond meant, well, I got to go build somebody and not grow with somebody. And so talking about growing to diamond is such an important foundation now for the company, that we're really going to start talking about that. And why, again, there's some reasons where I'm like, well, why do I want this? Because I need to know, how can I maximize and make the most money and teach that to my team? So hearing growing to diamond and 4-in-1, and why would I want to keep customers, knowing a little bit of the insight that you just had made absolute sense of why it's so hard, because I want to just go help people and like give the customers away maybe, or whatever that is, because we see the short-term win. And learning a little bit more about a 4-in-1 and why would we want to do that. I want to be able to reach out to every customer I've ever enrolled and offer what's coming. And you guys, it's not that we've built wrong or anything in the past. I just know that there's going to be such a better and bigger way moving forward. And I'm trusting that and hearing that and going, holy cow. I mean, you guys almost 13 years in, imagine all the loyals that I've had to be able to, if they would have been somewhere where I could reach out. So I'm just sharing that as a vision of like, you know, maybe there's times where you're like, shoot, you get to do what you want. It's your business. But I know that 4-in-1 is designed for a reason to have massive money success. And I think when you're in business, you want to see the money and you want to have success, and that'll keep you around longer. So being able to not necessarily say a title anymore or a rank and make a lot of money is important to keep us long term. And why we're going to be able to pull in even some big heavy hitter networkers is because our residual is going to be through the roof, and that's what they look for.
Yeah, guys, these 4 friend success bonus success stories that you're starting to hear about, you know, it took us a while to gather them together because we transitioned into something new, but the success stories that are coming out about what people are able to accomplish with this 4 friend, it's mind-blowing. I mean, it's bigger than anything that we've done before. And the great thing about it is that it's consistent. It's not just oh my gosh, we had a great month and then a slow month and then a great month and then a slow month.
Yeah, you got to see some different.
Yes. We've been talking about changing the graph for quite a few years because we know the trajectory and the flow of our business. Well, we're changing that. And I can't wait for them to be able to announce the things that are taking place, that they've already begun to see that shift happening. And I know a lot of you are seeing that shift happen in your business right now too. And I can't wait for the next phase because it's coming really soon.
It was awesome to have Joel just kind of sit around, have that roundtable talk a little bit, because we fight for you guys. You like, we're in the field. So, you know, to be able to have people that are out there doing it and going, hey, we see this is what we're hearing out in the field. This is what we love, you know, bigger packages, higher BV. We want products that make sense together. You know, all of the things that you think, I think probably more than that. So just knowing that they're listening and that things are shifting and changing. You guys, I know a distributor went in last week and they already got their kit. Shipping is changing. So there's wins that are happening that may not be as big of wins that we want at this second, but it's changing, and that's a big deal. So for those of you that have been around a while and going, how is it going? It's going, and it's moving quicker than I thought. You know, big business, I've heard that, you know, we've been in 20 years, so it's not a new company. So it takes a minute to move that.
It's not like turning a small little speedboat. It's like turning the Titanic without hitting something.
Yeah, I don't really want to say Titanic. I'd rather say like the Caribbean something or whatever. Anyway, we don't want to go down, but that's something that I think is so important for you guys to know, that those are the big things coming and so much more is happening. So they're listening to you. Utilize 4-in-1. If you're like, I don't even know, don't count yourself out on these 4-in-1s. Because I think that's important. Any other little peek, because I'm trying hard not to like
push hard to the end of the month,
Phil. So, all right, guys, if you don't know where you're headed, you're not going to get there. So make sure that you have your chart out too, knowing maybe you are going for Ruby or going for a re-rank, or maybe you're brand new and you're like, I'm just going for my 4 customers and 1 distributor. Whatever that looks like, make sure that's written down for you guys, so that you know where you're going. If you need help, again, the squeaky, what is that? The squeaky wheel
gets the oil.
Gets the oil. Be the squeaky wheel. This is the type of business you want to be, the squeaky wheel, because we don't know. I assume all is good and you know what you're doing unless you ask. So make sure that you do that. And one last thing before we end, we are going back to our Monday night Zooms at 8:00. We're going to try to cut these at 30 minutes. If Joel didn't have all this information, we didn't have it, we would have done it 30 minutes.
It's all my fault. Don't worry.
It's not mine. It's mine. But anyway, we appreciate you guys. So we will see you again beginning of month, next Monday night at 8 p.m. But Stasia, thank you so much for being a special guest. You shared so many amazing nuggets. Super excited for you and your team and where you guys are going. And you guys, you know, go give her some love and thank her, and just encourage each other to keep sharing, because when the company grows, we all grow. So I just appreciate that. So have a good night, you guys. Let's go close out month and strong. See you guys.